my beautiful people. Good morning, day 1,859 in a row of the Mark and Spires show. We're here again. A little different today, no microphone in front of my face. Trying something different here. We'll see if we can make this stick. Of course, my good microphone broke when we were building that BeatSeat, the one that I've been playing lately, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this connected. If anybody knows how to reconnect a lavalier microphone when you've ripped out the actual connecting piece, I did a little search last night. It looks like there's actually some sort of thread in here. I have to separate these two wires, and maybe we'll get lucky because this is a much better lavalier microphone than the one we're currently using. However, we are doing it. Day 1859 in a row. Good morning, Renee Woods. Good morning, Barella. Good morning, TikTok. How are you doing, Ripley? We're going to get into it. Comedy news. We do this every day in the morning. Every night it's live music. This show is sponsored by the BeatSeat, the only drum in the world for guitar players. You can get one at BeatSeat.rocks. And if you're somebody with a special need, if you know anybody with autism, it is the only drum in the world for only drum in the world for people with a special need or autism, where you can play with your entire body. It's a completely full body experience, and the tones are unbelievable. If you want to see it, I play it for you every single night. During the day, though, it's comedy news. We have a lot to get into. Helen Gale Townsend, how are you? So good to see you. I was trying to see if I can get this microphone to work a little better. I'm not sure how it is, so just bear with me. This is the first show we're going at it this way. Will, my brother, so good to see you. If you guys can, leave a comment or share this feed. Let people know we're live on the Mark and Spires TV channel on YouTube. Getting back to it, the BeatSeat, you can go to BeatSeat.rocks and pick up yours. I have one that I'm sending out today to our brother, DM Ryan, who has been waiting patiently. I hand build these, so when an order comes in, it takes me a week or two in order to prepare it for you, because I'm building it from scratch. Some of it's out of real wood that I cut from a log in my backyard. So if you are interested, check out BeatSeat.rocks. Getting into the news. It is Groundhog Day. I know some people say Groundhog's Day. It's Groundhog Day. We're here, Bill Murray style, officially the Groundhog Day show. Been live 1,859 days in a row, and I just keep coming back. Same thing every day, just waiting for you guys to find the show and join us. I want to say hi to you, Dex, Dez, Quantum, Hackle, Arhoki, and Jizzix. I can't really see very well on the small screen over here, so please head over to the YouTube channel, Mark and Spires TV. Tonight or tomorrow, we will be back on the Mark and Spires YouTube channel. The strike is officially over, I believe, tonight or tomorrow. So join me over there. Join me over here. We got Matt Zabroski. He's about to hit us with a word. Something to live for. Zabroski. Oh, I'm sorry, Zabroski. You said Joanne, please be really loud. Joanne, can you please keep the wheeze down back there? Zabroski. Joanne. Zabroski. Your woohoo is completely stomped by the tutor looter from Joanne's Heiny Butt. Guys, sometimes you're there and you get it. And Joanne, what did you eat? What did you eat, Joanne? That when that Heiny opens up, that stench, you could kill a small family with Joanne's tutor. Guys, I've seen it done. Check it out. It's on YouTube, the Mark and Spires TV channel. Right now, we're playing it. We're playing the clip of the small family that's just, they're trying to resuscitate them currently. Joanne, I told you to turn on the Turbo Exhaust 5001. Created by our friend Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive. Anyway, guys, also creator of the Doppler 5001. You know all about Dops. He is an amazing scientist and 12'9". Has trouble walking through buildings. You know, nobody's got 12-foot ceilings, 13-foot ceilings. Everybody's at 12. He's walking around like this. Dops. He's coming in like sideways. Poor Dops, you know. I feel bad for him. Sometimes I feel bad for Doppler. So how are you doing? Are you guys doing okay? It's Friday. We are about to get into it. The comedy news is right on the tip of my tongue. I cannot wait to get into it. I don't even know what we have yet. Let's get into some stories here. Joanne, keep it down. Wheezy wheezy, okay? Story of the day, first one. Where are we? First of all, we need to open up the window capture, Joanne. Thank you. Sometimes when you're doing it. Joanne, I'm going to actually probably get rid of you, Joanne, because I can't. I just can't. You know. So, my friends, DM Ryan's in the house. My brother, so good to see you. Let's get into the first story of the day, and it's a doozy. I don't even know what it is yet. All right. Let's get first thing. Punxsutawney Phil. What did he see, guys? Apparently, we're going to have an early spring. Punxsutawney Phil predicts early spring after waking up to not see a shadow on Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil, perhaps the most famous groundhog. Is there a more famous groundhog? Why is there perhaps in there? Who would be the other more famous groundhog than Punxsutawney Phil? I mean, look, let's hear it.
Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed the president to the proper scroll, which reads, "Another winter's slumbered pause so I could meet the crowd. Hard to sleep anyway when the party's this loud. I envy your energy. I envy the fun. I envy all of you and your opposable thumbs.
Oh.
But it's not what I feel, it's what I see and what you hear, so gather round and let me be clear.
Let's hear it, buddy.
Atmosphere is a wonderful thing, and we can create our own
really have
and
to
the
listen to all
weather
this?
it brings.
Look at this guy.
It brings hope
I'm a
for the
poet.
future and so much more. Maybe some Punxsutawney Phil write-in votes in 2024.
Ooh, look at this guy, a limerick master. Come on.
But what this weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide.
Oh my goodness. Guys, no
Glad
shadow.
tidings on this Groundhog Day. An early spring is on the way.
Oh, that's an early spring. It's still 6 weeks. Still 6 weeks. Anyway, here we go. Well, I mean, we've been dealing with weird weather for like years now, right? Let's just see if there's anything else here we need to know about Punxsutawney Phil. It's located approximately 75 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. It's no man's land, some people call that. During the announcement was overcast with temperatures hovering slightly above freezing in the mid to upper 30s. Still, no matter the weather, this hasn't stopped an estimated 30,000 people from driving to the middle of nowhere to see a stupid freaking groundhog that is going to come out and probably run back into the box. Always, because your dummies are out there with your stupid cameras. Click, click, clickety, click. Oh, look, there's Groundhog Phil. He's like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going back in there to sleep. Another year. I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out till next year. I'm going to bite your hand. You come in here. You come in, Punxsutawney Phil. I'm a biter. I'm a biter. Yeah, it's going to be an early spring too, by the way. I'm just letting you know that right now. I'm going back in my cave. Groundhog cave, the log that you guys bored out for me and then locked me into this, jail cell. Thank you for the jail cell that you've locked me into here, Punxsutawney Phil style. I just wanted to have a day out in the sun. You guys keep me here, locked away in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. You think I want to be caught here in this bum of a place? That guy's got 3 teeth. And you guys are like, put him back in the tree. I got more teeth than that guy. And I've been in a tree for a year, 364 and a half days, 9/10 of a day. I'm out of here for 13 seconds, you pieces of garbage. All you with your dumb cameras taking pictures of me and my teeth. They're beautiful teeth. And sharpening them in here for a year. Well, you guys are out here doing gosh knows what. Phil, you took my name. I'm going to gnaw your head off. You come near the log. You come near the groundhog log here in Punxsutawney, where they keep me locked away like a savage. I'll savage you. I'm a savage Phil. They should change the name from Punxsutawney Phil to Savage as a Mofo Phil. Savage as a Mo-Phil. We're working on that title. I got a year to do it. I got a year to think this one out and come up with a better one for you next year. When I come in and I tell you, oh, it's going to be another early spring. What does that mean, Phil? Well, 6 weeks either way. All right? 6 weeks either way. Oh, it just got warmer, but it's still officially spring in 6 weeks from today. All right? Just so you know. So, Punxsutawney Phil in it. They like to keep me under lock and key. It's unfortunate, too, because I'm here. I'm doing the Groundhog work. Official Groundhog work. Other people are fake, like the most famous Groundhog, that guy. Yeah, that most famous Groundhog. He's got nothing on Punxsutawney Phil. You should know. They made a movie about me. Bill Murray, he did a good job. When he ate that sponge cake in Mel's Diner, he stuffed it all in his mouth in one fell swoop. Andie MacDowell. She goes, Phil, you're going to have a heart attack. Are you serious? I'd love to have a heart attack. I'm here, Groundhog Day. I did this yesterday. Every day, I'm doing the same thing. What are we doing? And then Bill Murray's there with Andie MacDowell. But he ate the sponge cake. Angel food. Then he robbed the old guy walking with the big, he had the big bags of quarters and dollars, and all of a sudden, Phil Connors is out there in a Mercedes. He's looking like he's going to be in the next Western, Clint Eastwood style. If you haven't seen the movie, you should go see it. It's one of the best of all time. Phil's predictions have been fairly even over the past decade or so. From 2015 to 2020, the Groundhog predicted a longer winter 3 times and an early spring 3 times. But overall, dating back to 1887, he's crap. He's crap. According to the Associated Press, Phil's predicted 6 more weeks of winter more than 100 times. So it's pretty much always going to be 6 more weeks of winter. In fact, Punxsutawney Phil has predicted 6 more weeks of winter 107 times and an early spring only 21 times, with no record of 10 of those years since 1887, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. That's Groundhog Phil right here, guys. Punxsutawney Phil, some people call him. I call him perhaps the most, popular. There is that one other more popular groundhog that you guys know about in Qinghai, China. They call him Guitarists. It's just his nickname, but it means Punxsutawney Phil. They steal everything there. There's no such thing as having licensing. You can't have a patent. You can't trademark in China. So they were like, Punxsutawney Phil, Qingdao, and they win it, and they did it. And now every year at Qingdao, everybody's standing around waiting to pull that stupid groundhog that they have. That one's an idiot groundhog. Dumbest groundhog I've ever seen in my life. He tries to come out, he bangs his head on the back of the log that they cut out and then locked him away for a year. And his poor groundhog comes and runs right back in head first. I think he's got Dane Bramage at this point. Some people wonder. They wonder when they go there. They're like, are we going to see a mentally challenged Bingao, here for Groundhog Day, China style? He is the most popular and most well-known. What? I'm sorry? Oh, no. Punxsutawney Phil's in the second division on that one. Some people know him here in America, but most people know about Guingao, right? You guys know about Guingao. I mean, we're all going. We're taking the road trip. Theirs is on April 2nd. Sometimes when you're getting ready to go with the family and you're trying to figure out which Guingao shirt do I wear, which one? With which, the one before he banged his head 2 years ago or the one after where he's got an eye that's going this way? You got to question it. Guingao, it's the biggest groundhog event in the world. Punxsutawney Phil is just kind of in the... People some people at Guingao are like, hey, you guys going to Punxsutawney? to do Groundhog Day, the American style. They're like, no, we just did Guingao. We're good. They take everything from us. We started it. And then they're just like, hey, we started it. And everybody, after a while, if they just keep going, we started it. Everybody in China's like, we were the ones. You guys, America's the thieves. Punxsutawney Phil? No, Punxsutawney Shill. That's what they're calling it. Punxsutawney Shill over in China, Guingao. You guys know about it, you know. I got my shirt. I was going to put it on today. I was going to wear the Guingao, but then I was like, no, we're doing Punxsutawney. That's right, I'm in America doing the Punxsutawney Phil. You know, we got to celebrate what we have, you know, a dumb groundhog in a tree that we're going to lock away until next year. What's that, Jerry? No, Jerry, just, I don't know, put the key anywhere. Worst case, we'll get a locksmith out here. 364 days and 12 hours, 11 hours and 47 minutes. He's got about 13 minutes out. Remember, guys, we can't let him taste too much freedom. No, Punxsutawney Phil. We're going to give him the Guingao style. They only do a 13 seconds of freedom for Guingao. Partially because Guingao just runs right back into the hole, the tree in the hole in the tree, bangs his nog. The other guy's going that way now. He's got two eyes. They're just nothing's going this way. He can't even see where he is anymore. Now, if next year, it's not like he really is banging, like running into walls anymore on purpose. He's just running into walls. Dude can't see a thing anymore. He's looking up there and over there. Like, it's a weird, it's not even like both this way. It's like one's this way, one's down. So he's got nothing straight. They're thinking about making him a walking stick, you know, so he can just tap along as he goes. Those are just back-end conversations, really, but, you know, anyway. Guingao, check it out, guys. Get your shirt. It's coming up 2 months from now. Remember, we're taking the road trip. Taking the road trip across the mainland China to get there, because Guingao's in the middle of freaking nowhere, just like Punxsutawney, you know, Pennsylvania. So, guys, in the 10 annual predictions from 2013 to 2022, Punxsutawney Phil has actually been less accurate than flipping a coin with this weather prediction. And yet we keep going back. You know what? Punxsutawney Phil has about the same record as every meteorologist on Earth. I got to give it to you, Phil. Phil, why didn't they give us that stat? Hold on. In the last 10 predictions from 2013 to 2022, Punxsutawney Phil has been even less accurate than flipping a coin. How accurate are meteorologists as opposed to flipping a coin? You couldn't give us that one? I want to know, because now I'm concerned about this comparison you make here and trying to make Punxsutawney Phil seem not as, you know, accurate as he should be. Meteorologists are horribly inaccurate. Every time they say there's going to be a storm, there's no storm. Oh, let's go to the store. Got to get the milk, got to get the eggs, got to get the bread, got to get the butter. You know, anything else you need? Send me a text. Gosh almighty. You think I'm going to remember that list? You guys know. Anyway, look, 10 predictions, 2013 to 2022. They've all been crap. But again, you're talking about meteorologists who are all crap. No offense. If you're a meteorologist out there, what's your record? I'll wait. 37%. You're good, dude. And you got tracking. You got those satellites, helium satellites up all over that aren't moving, but they're up above, and they're there just shooting down information to you, and still you're at 37. I think that's still better than the president. Look, ex-CIA employee sentenced to 40 years of prison after carrying out the largest data leak in the agency's history. Why didn't I see this data leak, guys? A former CIA employee was sentenced to 40 years in prison after carrying out the largest data leak in the agency's history. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Southern District of New York announced on Thursday Joshua Schulte, who was accused of handing over reamed of classified data from WikiLeaks in 2016, was convicted in 2022 of illegally gathering and transmitting national defense information and obstructing a criminal investigation and grand jury proceeding, among other charges. There were a few others, guys. They didn't get into the minutia of the other charges here. They just gave you the bulk, the big ones. You just got the top 3. There's 747 charges that they against this guy. But they're like, we can't do a 747, you know, here are the charges. Like, nobody wants to read that. And he's right. I'm not reading 747. You just put the 3 up. I'll read that, okay? He was also found guilty in 2023 of receiving, possessing, and transporting child porn. Oh, what the freaking heck? This guy's a child pet? Where's Chris Hansen when you need him? It's Chris Hansen. We're on the line with a former CIA employee. Can I ask you a question, Chris Hansen, NBC News? When did you know that you were a scumbag? Was it before or after you dropped the wiki documents? Chris Hansen, to catch a predator, he caught him. He had worked with a computer engineer within the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence and created cyber tools that could grab data undetected from computers. Schulte defended himself at trial. He did a great job. 40 years. Did an awesome job representing yourself, Schulte. He portrayed his country by committing some of the most brazen, heinous crimes of espionage in American history, said U.S. Attorney Damian Williams in a statement. He caused untold damage to our national security in his quest for revenge against the CIA for his response to Schulte's security breaches while employed there. Look at this guy. You could tell. Look at him. He's looking at a kid. Total scumbag right there. If you were on YouTube, you'd see it, but you're on TikTok, and all you see is Joanne's Wheezy McGee body. Look at that. She's a wreck. Look, this guy's a total scumbag. All right, we're going to move forward to another story. Oh, oldest living American is turning 116 years old. And her hometown is throwing a birthday bash. Are you guys going? I'm going there from Punxsutawney. I got to stop to see Phil first as they put him back into his jail cell in the tree. And then from there, I'm thinking about going and checking out, oldest woman alive, 116. We go over the birthday bash, I'll bring the candles. I'm sorry? No, I know. I probably have to buy out the beeswax hut in order to make 116 candles for her. Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable. My wife's maiden name. How funny is this? America's oldest living person is turning 116. The oldest person in the U.S. is about to celebrate her 116th birthday. Edie Ricagno Keenan Ceccarelli lives in Northern California in the small town of Willits, and she's the second oldest person on Earth, according to gerontology. According to the Gerontology Research Group, she'll mark another year around the sun. That old gag. You mean the other year the sun goes around us? Right? Something like that. The town of Willits celebrates her birthday annually and will commemorate her 116 years on Sunday, February 4th, guys. That's a pretty big deal. Ceccarelli is a local treasure and celebrity, and her birthday parade is the party of the season in Willits, another goat no one wants to freaking go their town. You ever been to Willits, California? Of course not. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were from Willits. What do you do there? I see. Yeah, she goes to the Mobile. That's where they hang out at the Mobile. You just get snacks and like cigarettes and hang out and chat. I grew up in one of those towns too. Town employees will drive in the parade, including a vice mayor, council member, and a fire and police departments. They're all in it, guys. Even the Shriners will show up with those stupid little cars. They're circling around. The Boy Scouts will be on the route celebrating as well as a few horses and the local famous dog walker. Hold on. There's a locally famous dog walker? This is what they have in the town, guys. They go to Mobile, and there's a locally famous dog walker. Walks the dog. Famous. They're doing news stories. Today we saw her walking again. She had a dog. That is something right there in Willits, California. Every year at her birthday, we make sure she knows how special it is That's Edie Ceccarelli right there. Ceccarelli is perhaps most excited for the carrot cake her family ordered for Sunday. One of Ceccarelli's caretakers at Willett's Holy Spirit residential care home. She got very excited when she learned the cake would be carrot cake. She said, "Oh, really? Oh, really, honey?" and lit up. On Sunday around 11:30 a.m., Ceccarelli will get to eat the cake and strawberry ice cream, another one of her favorites. Then she'll probably need to take a nap before the real festivities begin, Gonzalez 51 said. In past years, Ceccarelli celebrated with crowds over birthday suites in Willett's city buildings. Since 2021, the yearly celebration has turned into a drive-by parade because of CV19. Ceccarelli's cousin, Evelyn Persico, told USA Today, the caravan is scheduled to kick off at 1 p.m. this Sunday, guys. Make sure you get in your car and drive up to Willett's. You're going to want to see the Ceccarelli parade heading through Willett's, California. It is the thing to do. Except, of course, watch the dog walker. She's so famous. You don't want to miss the dog walker in Willett's. This Sunday it will last for about an hour, Piketty said. Because she's got to take a nap. Remember, Ceccarelli's got to take a nap. 116, guys. You're eating that cake, having some ice cream, naparoo. She got to take a naparoo. Because the real festivities start later in the day when she goes to see her family. The parade will happen regardless of weather. Family organizers and Holy Spirit staff said, oh, there's a little story about it. Let's see.
Oldest living person in the United States and the second oldest living person in the world. Mendocino County's own Edith Procogna was born in Willits, California on February 5, 1908. The same year the Ford Model T was introduced, Theodore Roosevelt was president, and Oklahoma became a state roughly 3 months before she was born. When Edie was a child, stagecoaches and horse and buggies were still in regular use in Willits. Edie was the first of 7 children born to Italian immigrants, Agostino and Maria Procogno. Her father worked in the lumber industry and on the construction of the railroad between Ukiah and Willits. Later, he opened a grocery business in Willits, which he ran from 1916 to 1964. Edie graduated from Willits Union High School in 1927. During her years at school, she played basketball and learned to play the saxophone. Following school, she worked a few summers at Duncan Springs and Hopland before marrying her high school sweetheart Elmer Keenan in 1933. They moved to Santa Rosa, California the following year and adopted a daughter. They lived there until 1971 when Elmer retired and they moved back to Willits. Elmer died in 1984. Edie later remarried Charles Ceccarelli, who she met at a dance at the Ukiah Senior Center, and they lived happily for just a few years until Charles died in 1990. Edie loved to dance and danced well into her later years. She even ran a notice in the local paper when she was 104 looking for a new dance partner. She did fine living alone until she was 107 years old. She is now celebrated and treated like royalty in a residential care home in Willits, California. Edie's 116th birthday is on February 5th.
Amazing. Nice story, too. Good job, Mendocino. Oh, they did it. That was from the county. That's pretty cool. They made that about her. Very cool. Starting on her 100th birthday, Ceccarelli began inviting the whole town to celebrate her life with her friends and even wrote in the Willett News telling everyone to come. Her birthday, ever since 100, has been a community thing, a public party. It brings community together to celebrate a really special human being. It brings a lot of joy and happiness to our community. I love this. This touches my heart. I really do. Especially like 116 and still being with it is amazing. Like that is phenomenal because as we get older, our minds just start to go, and there's so many people that suffer even early in life with issues cognitively, and she's with it at 116 years old, excited about carrot cake. I just love that story. So cool. Give me 2 seconds. I got to shut off that heat now. It's getting a little too hot in here. All right. So, what do we got here? Isn't that amazing, Helen? 116. God is really with her. Absolutely. I think that's a fact. Oh, I just realized this isn't on. That's why we're getting a little bit of... That should be better. A little bit better. It's not great. Oh. No, that goes. Whatever. Just leave it alone, dude. All right. So, let's get back into the news of the day. If If you can, please share. Let people know we're here doing this every morning during the week at 9 a.m. So Punxsutawney Phil, we got information on him. Oldest living American. Boston doctor found not guilty on charge of lewd acts near a 14-year-old. I don't want to talk about stuff like this. Hootie and the Blowfish singer Darius Rucker arrested for drug offense in Tennessee. Tennessee, right? Remember that tune? Drug offense. Do we care? I don't know. Taylor Swift could make it to the Super Bowl from Tokyo. Finding private jet parking, that's going to be tricky. She's going to have to call, Travolta or something. See if she can land. Oh my goodness, the problems, the billionaires. Oh, I have to figure out where to land my private jet so I can go to the Super Bowl game to meet my boyfriend who's in the Super Bowl. And I'm a billionaire. 1984. No, I mean, she wrote that, but I think, is the song? 1987. I don't know anything about her music, guys. I write my own music. A bone-chilling discovery has emerged from the Ice Age and is still shaping humanity. What is it? What are we talking about? Scientists are doing something. A bone-chilling discovery has emerged from the Ice Age and it's still shaping humanity. That's the blue ice they talk about, right? Look at that. That's blue ice. It looks like it at least to me. Researchers have connected the propensity of certain neurological disorders to modern humans to a gene we inherited from ancient Denisovans. The gene may also help ancient humans better survive cold climates. Tracking genes for ancient humans can help us pinpoint differences in modern human populations. When Homo sapiens ventured from Africa into the colder lands of Eurasia, those ancient humans encountered other species of ancient humans and began mixing their genes. Bangaroo. They started doing a moink back when moink wasn't even a product yet. I hadn't invented moinking, but they were moinking. They were the original moinkers. In fact, I think I have to make a new t-shirt. Been moinking since the dawn of time, something like that. Or moinking since the Stone Ages, right? And you got a couple moinkers on the shirt. That's the next Shark Tank, part 2. Give me another shot to moink. Remember Barbara, she hadn't bangarooed in a while. She was saying, this would be for me, this is a product for me. And then she, for some reason, didn't want to invest. I offered to give her 1.5%, which is a massive amount for the moink, organization, the conglomerate, so to speak. But I think once they learned, I just wanted to moink the deal. I just wanted to moink the hell out of it, doing a Madoff, it wasn't very popular when I went into the Shark Tank. What, you want to Madoff? No, we want to build a business. You want to build a business? No, I'm sorry. I'm here to moink the business to nothing. But first we moinked it, we fill the coffers. Then you moink them, rug pull. Everybody, well, we're happy. Nobody else is happy, but we're happy. We did well, moinking. When Homo sapiens ventured from Africa into the colder lands of Eurasia, we already said this part, they moinked. Those DNA mixing events have passed genetic material down over tens of thousands of years, including the BS meter. You guys know I told you about that, right? This is just a little side note. We'll go back to the Denisovan. This is the picture of the blue ice. Let's just look at this real quick while I tell you this story. So we have this ancient BS meter. You, me, all of us, we're born with it. And when someone is telling you lies, you just go ding, 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 ding. Now, most of us don't call people out when this happens. We'll just be like, this mother is a liar, and I never want to talk to him again. And then you just never talk to him again. But some people are bold, and they'll say, what are you trying to lie to me for? I see what you're doing. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not lying. Like, yeah, you are. And then there's this thing going on where humans are actually calling each other out on their garbage. And what I find interesting is that many, many people just sit there and just go, and they're just checking off on the list. Here's another piece of garbage. Here's another dirt bag, And the real point I wanted to make is stop thinking you're so smart and everybody else isn't. Everybody's smart. Everybody has that gene. Everybody has that ancient DNA in them where they can sense your bullshit, and they're going to just either call you out on it or they're going to check you off in a box. So live true to yourself, be you, say how you feel, don't hide behind other people's emotions and other people's beliefs. Have your own, have a backbone, and stand up whenever a conversation's taking place and say how you feel. And I think that's how you at least stay away from people calling you out or thinking that you're not who you say you are. So just keep that in mind. We have this. It's in our DNA, just like they're saying with all these other things that we got thousands of years ago. So we can't blame the Neanderthals. The DNA in question comes directly from the Denisovans. Researchers published in a study in the journal PLOS Genetics, in which it stated that the Denisovan originated human gene variant, SLC30A9, has passed into a majority of modern populations and could be the blame for knocking off modern mental equilibrium. Interesting. Control the transportation of zinc across cell membranes. Listen to that for a second. SLC30A9 helps control the transportation of zinc across cell membranes. The gene coding for ZNT9 protein has some real benefits, especially in cold climates, as its role as cellular metabolism helped humans adapt to cold weather. But it has some cons as well. Namely, zinc imbalances may result in neurological abnormalities such as depression, hyperactivity disorder, autism, spectrum disorder, and schizophrenia. That is crazy. So it's a zinc issue, or an imbalance of zinc. We propose the adaptation to cold may have driven this selection event, while also impacting predisposition to neuropsychiatric disorders in modern humans. After finding the adaptive variant, the team tracked it back to the extinct Denisovan population. Though genomic analysis, we noted that the genetic variant observed came from the interbreeding with archaic humans in the past, possibly the Denisovans. The first co-author of the study, Anna Roca Umber, said in a statement they also found the Neanderthal populations don't have the same mutation. The researchers believe that this newfound link to the past may offer a window into understanding the Denisovan DNA and still exists in modern humans. While Neanderthal DNA has been a part of impact for everything from nose shape to disease susceptibility in a wide variety of people, Denisovan DNA has largely been seen in smaller groups. For example, in one Tibetan population has been seen to help humans adapt to life at high altitudes. The zinc link goes much further. Even though the variant was established in Asia, it spread to European and Native American populations and is now found in populations across the planet. In our case, the impact extends to all populations outside Africa, Helen Bosch, Institute of Evolutionary Biology Principal Investigator, said in a statement. The research team first noticed that the mechanism behind zinc transport differed between modern human populations. So, pretty interesting stuff. I don't know what you guys think about that. I heard there were seven different humans on Earth at the same time. When I was a kid, it was told like we were first. It was the Neanderthals, and then there was Cro-Magnon, then Neanderthal, and then it went to like Denisovan, and then it went to all these different groups prior to Homo sapiens. And that's not real. What it really was is they were all on Earth at the same time, and we won. Now, we either won or we crossbreeded and then became one thing, but we didn't come from apes, we didn't come from chimpanzees, we came from those seven groups of humans that were on Earth. It was 7 alien races of humans on Earth at one time. And they all, some of them died off, probably because there was, competition and division that was, maybe it was formed from tribes. They said, look, that's not us. You kill those people, those people aren't us. I mean, division has started at the earliest moments in time. You got your family, you got your sect, you got your group, you got your tribe, you got your nation, you got your land, you got your country, you got the world. All these things have been continual. It's a progression of just division, division, division the whole way where people want to own things. My. DM Ryan, I do remember that well. DMs used to have the nickname Blind Fear. God told me to use my real name now, basically would hide behind the name. No, DM, you are awesome, my friend. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Conspiracy guys say 116 upside down, 9/11. That's hilarious. Titanic sunk in 1912, so she was born before the Titanic sank. Will, yeah, isn't that crazy? Just think about that. Being born in 1908, I'm born 116 years old now. It's unbelievable. I mean, especially we're in a new century. Like that's something we all are pretty lucky to experience. That we were born in a time where we saw a new century take place. We began a new century together. That's pretty powerful. A lot of people are born now or in the first part of this century, and they'll never experience what it's like to go into a new century. We got a chance to do that. That's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Of course, we're not going to be able to make it to the next one, which is sad. But that's life. That's reality. I heard something interesting someone said is, the intention of our life is all positive. If you look at it from above and you look at it from the intention, it's all love and it's all light and it's all possibility. And the earthly evil is what drives all of these crazy events and drives people into division and anxiety and depression and all these other things we see. But it's an earthly thing. We are light beings and we are so high above all of that earthly stuff, if you can somehow center with yourself and realize that. And we talk about how it's all distraction. Everything's a distraction here. And it's really distracting you from your higher self, your connection to God, your connection to the spirit that you are, which is a piece of God. And, no one out there is God, but we are. We also are. Like we come from the essence of the Creator, which is God. And if you know you're created by something, then you are a piece of that. It's like if I was to tell you that I'm not my family. Like, I'm not my parents. No, they're just people. Like, I'm here and look at me. I'm on earth and I got a body and I've got this and I got that and I'm able to do my own thing and I can go and open up a car and I can put gasoline in and I can drive and I can do whatever I want. My parents, whatever, they're just a byproduct of this existence of mine. That's not real. What's real is I'm not here without them. I'm a piece of them. I am them. In fact, I am a culmination of the two of them, of their best parts, their worst parts, but they all came from love and possibility as well. And then their circumstances in life led them to wherever they were when they met and then when they had us. And so everything in life is a continued snowball effect. But the most important part I'd say about it is understanding how lucky you are to have it and how many people didn't get a chance to make it to the egg. And that's it. Like your parents will create, or everybody's parents will create 1 to 5 kids if they're lucky, maybe more if they're lucky. I don't know, maybe none, but somewhere in that range, 1 to 5, 1 to 7 kids, and that's it. I know that sounds like a lot to 5 kids, 7 kids. It's not. If you think about the millions and billions of possibility within you, and only 5 or 7 came out. Like, that is something really, really special. And whoever was strong enough and wanted it enough made it, and that's me. I wanted this life enough to make it and beat everybody else to that egg. And now we're in an existence where we're troubled and we have all these struggles in life. Everything comes on full force. But I wanted this. Clearly, you wanted this. You wanted to feel the struggle because that the excitement of the win, of the success, is so much more sweet to your soul when you do eventually accomplish whatever it is you're after. But we all wanted this. We all wanted to be here. Whether we were thinking of what's going to happen in this time because we knew about the future or whatever, we all were sitting in this light of possibility. And we decided to go for it and to take this that we're all in right now, to take this on and to do it. It's not easy. I'm pretty sure wherever you are before, it's not easy being here. But what I hear is it's much better experiencing the ups and downs, having a body, than not, and just being a spirit and looking in from the outside and having no worries and you are what you are. There's something that we must really appreciate about being in the dark and being left to fend for ourselves and experiencing it all over again. Like I said that before. I think we've been here many times before. We just come as different forms, but our spirits have been in this realm so much to the point where we have this ancient knowledge that comes out of us. Some of us have some really crazy ancient knowledge that comes out of us, and a natural understanding of certain things. You have to determine what it is for you. You know, what is it for you that you have a natural understanding of? And it's just like, how do I know about that? How do I know about that? Nobody taught me about that. How do I know about that? Search that. Figure out why you know about that. Maybe you can't. I can't figure out why I know about the things I know about that I wasn't taught in a school. But that is likely something within our soul that's speaking out in this timeline from a previous timeline. And this is way out there stuff, but that's just what I'm talking about in the moment. Anyway, scientific breakthrough, ancient source of pain, lost city discovered in the jungles of Upper Amazon. Ooh, let's see what that is. A lost ancient city discovered in the jungles of the Upper Amazon, guys. Trish Killian, how are you? Helen, thank you for saying hi to Trish. And everybody say hello to Trish. She's with us. If you guys have a chance to, if somebody can send this link over on Telegram. I didn't get a chance to do that this morning. Just let people know we're still here, at least for another 15 minutes. And Lost Ancient City. Let's just see what this is. An estimated 90% of human Amazonian history is lost within the jungle itself. A new discovery has uncovered a small but substantial piece of that history. Using LiDAR, archaeologists uncovered a settlement in eastern Ecuador rivaling the complexity of ancient civilizations found in Mexico and Central America. This is pretty cool. Although little is known about the people who lived there, society flourished from 500 BCE until somewhere between 300 and 600 CE. This population might have reached into the 100,000 range at its height. The Amazon is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet, with some 3 million species living under the moist tropical canopy because of the dense vegetation, blah, blah, blah. Now, researchers and scientists in French National Center for Scientific Research have revealed the ruins of the ancient city in eastern Ecuador's Upano Valley along the foothills of the Andes. Through mapping 115 square miles with light detection and ranging, LiDAR technology, the team found evidence of a 2,500-year-old settlement named Sengi. How do they know? I think unless they made the name up. They could have been home to a population of 10,000 or even 100,000 at one point. The crew, led by Stefan Rostain, published a remarkable discovery last week in the journal Science. Let's take a look. I want to see the photos. Do we have anything here? No photos? You know, that's the crap right there. That's the crap. You can't just give us the picture. Now, I don't even want to look at it anymore. You can't give us last week in the journal Science. They had various platforms, plazas, arranged streets, and drainages, one of the most unique aspects of the complex road system that extends nearly 6 miles. The system appears to have connected various urban centers, similar to how the Maya in Mexico and Guatemala arranged their urban networks. Interestingly, the roads are also nearly straight and contain right angles, which displays a level of construction sophistication that'd be difficult to achieve in the terrain found in the Amazon. Although we don't know much about the people who lived in these ancient cities, at least not yet, archaeologists already have a decent understanding of their diet. In addition to this ancient infrastructure, LiDAR also detected traces of drained fields where the ancient society likely grew their food, including maize, beans, sweet potatoes, and cassava. They also probably enjoyed a chicha, it's a kind of sweet beer, after a hard day's work. Future expeditions will hopefully take a closer look at this region in order to try to discover what these little-known people left behind. When it comes to an ancient human habitation in the Amazon, archaeologists can only scratch their heads and wonder what lies within. According to one estimate, some 90% of Amazon history lies undiscovered. But new technologies are bringing us light into this ancient past and calling into question what we truly know about this beautiful, wild place. Such a discovery is another vivid example of underestimation of Amazonia's twofold heritage, environmental but also cultural, and therefore indigenous. We believe that this is crucial to thoroughly revise our preconceptions of the Amazonian world. And this new discovery likely won't last the time, so we'll have to do so. What? This new discovery likely won't be the last time that we'll have to do so. Yeah, so basically they're saying we're still looking for stuff. Can you go to Antarctica? That would be nice. Give us a look. We're just trying to figure out what's going on over there. Thanks. Bones in an 8-meter pit may fundamentally change history of humans in Europe. Can't do another one of those. Oh, goodness. Hospitalized man tells Japanese police he's a highly wanted fugitive, dies 4 days later. He's been on the run for nearly 50 years. Should I tell that story? Let's just see quickly. Look at this guy. He's all over the... Is that him? It's this guy right here. Look at him. He's trying to look like Kato with the glasses. A man who died in a Japanese hospital this week told police before he passed away that he's one of the country's most wanted fugitives. He'd been on the run for nearly 50 years for being a part of a radical group that carried out bombings in the 1970s. Police had received a tip and went to the hospital near Tokyo last week to question the 70-year-old man. He told them he had terminal cancer and wanted to die using his real name, Satoshi Nakamoto. No, I'm just kidding. Satoshi Kirishima. Satoshi Kirishima, instead of his alias, Satoshi Nakamoto. No, I'm just kidding. And disclosed previously unknown details about the bombings. On Monday, 4 days after the questioning, the man died without police having confirmed his identity. DNA tests conducted on him and relatives suspect showed that they were compatible with Kyoto News, and police did not confirm the report. They believe the man died in the hospital after claiming to be Satoshi, and he was actually the suspect. So Kirishima was a university student in Tokyo. He became involved in extremism and joined the East Asian anti-Japan group, and I'm not reading any more of it. All right, we're done. We're done with that. So Meta spent billions to close offices and lay people off. Now we know why. Why? Can we find out? Because he's a Zuckerdick. Meta lost an astonishing $16 billion on the metaverse last year. Whoa. But Wall Street loves Meta. Late Thursday, its stock is up another 12% because of Zuckerdick. He's doing a great job, with his suppression. Remember when investors were worried about Mark Zuckerchooch incinerating money on the metaverse and virtual reality? You guys remember that? I remember it. Well, it's still happening. Last year, Meta lost $16.1 billion on its Reality Labs division, the group that brings you things like Oculus goggles. That's up from a loss of $13.7 billion in 2022, guys. So they lost $29.8 billion in 2 years, and they just keep charging you for check marks and stuff like that. Those losses are accelerating too. In the last quarter of 2023, Meta lost $4.6 billion. There is more to come. Zuckerchooch is promising investors for Reality Labs. We expect operating losses to increase meaningfully year after year due to our ongoing product development efforts in augmented reality, virtual reality, and our investments to further the scale of the ecosystem. Meta said, I thought it was Zuckerchooch who said that, sorry. But this time around, investors seem totally cool with Zuckerchooch's metaverse investments. Meta stocks, which already are an all-time high, have shot up 12% on the news. So what gives? $29.8 billion in the hole, and they're up. Here's an easy answer. It's all fixed. For starters, Meta said it's going to continue to buy back its stock, something Wall Street always loves. And for the first time in history, it's going to start rewarding shareholders with a dividend. Oh, you guys are sharing now, Zuckerdick? But the bigger picture is that Meta has, after he built his underground bunker in Hawaii, we should look into that one. There's some sketchball stuff going on over there. It's like a city underground. You can live there for months, apparently. He's planning on doing it when they destroy the world completely. Last year, Meta spent $3.5 billion shrinking itself. $2.5 billion of that came from facilities consolidation, closing and combining offices, and another $1 billion on severance and other personal costs. That is, firing people. Redundancies. The company is now operating on 67,300 employees, and there are no more redundancies. A staggering 22% decrease over the last year. Why don't we do that with the government? You know? All-time high. And all that means is Meta's profit margins are way better off. I don't give a crap. Zucker Duke. So I guess I think that's it, guys. I think we got enough news. I say, grave peril, digital conspiracy theories, what happens when no one believes anything anymore? That is a good question. What does David Klepper have to say here for AP? Look at that. There's like 3 houses here that survived. That's crazy. Days after Maui's wildfires killed scores of people and destroyed thousands of homes, a shocking claim spread with alarming speed on YouTube. And TikTok, a blaze of Hawaiian Island, was set deliberately, using futuristic energy weapons developed by the United States military. Claims of evidence soon emerged, showing a beam of blinding white light too straight to be lightning, zapping a residential neighborhood and sending flames and smokes into the sky. The video was shared by millions of times, amplified by the neo-Nazis and anti-government radicals and supporters of the QAnon conspiracy, and presented as proof that America's leaders had turned on the country's citizens. What if Maui was just a practice run, one person on TikTok said. The TikTok clip had nothing to do with the Maui fires. It was actually video of an electrical transformer explosion in Chile earlier in the year. I do have to say, that's what a lot of people do, is they take this stuff from other events and they're like, guys, look what's going on here in Maui. I don't know what happened in Maui. It was a tragic event. I wish our government did a little bit more to respond immediately to the people. That's what I think about. I don't know about any of the other stuff, but I'll tell you, our response was poor. Not only poor, but they were doing some really shady things, shifting people into the fire instead of away. So I don't know. That whole thing was messed up, but I'm not sure about any of that stuff. I just think that our response was very bad as a country. Bones found in 8 meter deep. We talked about that. Some animals are desperately turning nocturnal. Ooh. All right. I think that's enough, guys. We did it. We did the comedy news. We did enough of it, at least, I think. 57 minutes are right there. You know, I mean, that's what we call a perfect show. Some comedy. I think the comedy at the beginning of the comedy news was ridiculous. What was so good about it? I have no idea. You tell me. I don't even remember what I did. I just remember I was laughing at it. I think it was the Groundhog thing. When I did the Groundhog, pretending I was Groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, and then the Guigong, getting the Guigong shirts and determining which one you want to wear on Guigong Day. You know, and determine still if you're up for Punxsutawney Phil Groundhog Day. You want to do 2, or you're just doing the Guigong. A lot of people are just doing Guigong now. You know, they just don't want to get into a dual Groundhog Day deal. And remember, Punxsutawney Phil is like second on the list. I got to tell you, that's my favorite stuff. Some crazy guy writes in that Punxsutawney Phil is perhaps the most popular groundhog in the world. I'm like, there is no other groundhog I've ever heard of in my life than Punxsutawney Phil. And that opened me up to creating a new comedy about China having their own Groundhog Day. They stole it from us because they steal everything from the United States. There's no, copyright, any of that stuff. And then we went and created a whole new thing called Guigong, which is like the Groundhog Day of China, and then everybody goes there. But then Guigong runs into the wall there because he's so scared of how many people show up with their stupid cameras there in China. And then he's now got eyes. He's banging his head, mentally challenged, He's got a screw loose in there, just gnawing people away in China. We got the new virus that's coming out from the groundhog named Guigong. What does Guigong mean anyway? Anybody know? Make up names. Oh no! Hey Mark, your audio is a little low. See, that's the unfortunate thing. Hold on, let me try one thing. And this is going to probably change the whole thing, and unfortunately we just learned this later in the show. Could have brought it to here, and then it would be a better volume for me, and just I can't hear myself, unfortunately, on the speakers, but I'm sure you guys can hear me a lot better. Oh, goodness. Is that better? So everybody had a hard time hearing the show today. Dang it. You know, oh, you know what? I could have also done it here in the actual settings. Well, later on, we'll have it figured out, guys. This is what happens when we do this. Maybe I can get the audio and boost it. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. I'm going to say good evening or good afternoon to you. Remember, we're back again tonight for part 2. Oh, it's better. Great. Renee says this is better. Can I get the screen open here? Hello? Oh, here we go. I want to wish you again a very happy Groundhog Day. Some great comedy for you. Hopefully you were able to hear it. I'm not sure. I want to wish you again a very happy Groundhog Day. Come on, dude. The other guy's yeah, he got just knowing nothing's going this way. He can't even see where he's going. Now, next year, it's not like he really is banging, like running into walls anymore on purpose. He's just running into walls. Dude can't see a thing anymore. He's looking up there and over there. Like, it's a weird, it's not even like both this way. It's like one's this. Gosh almighty, Joanne. So I just was saying, and you didn't hear any of it. Let me know if you prefer the microphone not in my face, and if this is a better experience. Yeah, obviously the audio needs to be cleaned up and figured out. If I get my microphone fixed, which I'll work on today, this is the better microphone, and I think the quality is much better. So I will attempt to keep doing this. And again, I'll take that microphone out when we're singing songs, I think, because it just sounds better through there. And we have sound now. Helen, you are amazing. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Renee. And Will, thank you for letting me know about the audio, because this is a team sport here, guys. I'm here on the, I mean, Joanne, you guys know, she is the worst. She does nothing but wheeze. Consistently. And I'm just trying to do a show, okay? God almighty, Joanne. And my stomach is growling now, Joanne. Gotta eat something. Barella, send me a note if you can. mp@markpires.com. I like your idea. I mean, if you go to my channels, you'll see there's a podcast thing there where all these shows just go right into that podcast playlist or whatever it is. But I had something called... I had a podcast platform I started dropping to. I just haven't dropped to it in a while, but maybe I should try to at least drop every show there. The hard part is, it would be nice if I could just have it go and shift in from the show, just shift right into this RSS feed. And then people are just logging in and listening to the next show instead of me having to do all this other back end work, which is very difficult for me to do. But, and then also create more content. So I do agree with you though, like, everybody has a podcast now, and my show is a YouTube show, and it is a podcast. I'm not also putting it on a different podcast platforms because I'm not really sure what to do with that. So if you have any ideas, please leave them for me. Barella, you can leave a comment here on this video as well if you say, hey, this is the couple sites you may want to just start popping all of your shows on. And I'll just start doing it, see what happens. DM Ryan, my brother, I'm working to get it out today. Helen Gale, you are amazing. Renee Woods, you are amazing. Trish, Killian, amazing. And Will, my brother, thank you for giving me the tip. See if we can get this microphone working better for this evening. And I look forward to seeing you guys later. So, have a great Groundhog Day until this evening for music night. By the way, if you didn't hear last night's show or you didn't see last night's show, the music was so ridiculous. Yesterday's day show was so good. It was a perfect day yesterday of shows. If you have a chance, go back and watch. Only here on the Mark Inspires TV channel until, I think, tonight or tomorrow. Until later on. I'll have more content for you, more news stories, more, I don't know. Whose computer is that? Here's to the grindstone, right? You're doing a Ben Affleck. You got ridiculously massive head. We'll see you all later. You rock. You go. You got to go away. Maybe I got it too high. That's better. See you later.